making history with the Thirst Walk March against sexual abuse, sexual violence. And today we decide to say, no more! So what do we say today? No more! One more time, my MSK ladies. What do we do today? No more! Last time.
No more!
So let's start without any further ado. Today is a very special day. How many of you know that April is the awareness month against sexual violence? How many of you know? Awesome. And that's the reason we're here today. Did you know that 81% of women and 43% of men report some form of sexual abuse or sexual assault in their lifetime? Do you know that in America, every 68 seconds, an individual is sexually assaulted? And every 9 minutes, a child is assaulted. These numbers demonstrate the high prevalence of this public health crisis happening in our communities across the Americas. Sexual violence leads to negative emotional, economic, and structural consequences, not only for the victim, but also for the survivor. Today, we act to stand up and declare and say no more. It is our goal to raise awareness against sexual violence, and we have come together, the City of Yonkers, Mayor Spano, the Yonkers Board of Education, Public Schools, Reverend Lopez, the Board of Trustees, Dr. Quesada, and Maria Trusa with the organization Yo Digo No Más, I Say No More. And the hope is that we are going to advocate for support and resources for sexual violence survivors. So today we want to make some noise on the streets of Yonkers so they can actually be heard everywhere in the Americas and hear the heart of those children who are undergoing abuse or are victims of an abuse, already considered them or started their surviving process. And of course, we cannot do this alone. We need brave, courageous leaders to encourage us today, such as Mayor Spano. Let's welcome Mayor Spano.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Welcome to City Hall. It is so nice to have everyone here. I see that the elected officials, I see our district attorney is here. I know that everyone's going to get announced. Members of the city council that are here, our council president, our trustees, our superintendent of schools. You're going to hear from everyone today. Today is an important day. It really is. Sexual assault is so real and all too prevalent in our society. Many of you can talk about it when you've been a victim of it. Some of you can't talk about it, but you'll advocate, and that's okay. You know, I'm going to tell you a little story about myself. All right, I was 12 years old, walking down Van Cortlandt Park Avenue to McLean Avenue to pick up a gallon of milk for my mother. And walking past me is an individual who asked me for a cigarette. Why he would ask a 12-year-old for a cigarette, I'll never know. But he asked me for a cigarette, and then I was pulled into a park, a wooded area. And my life changed forever. And I didn't talk about it for a long time. Yes, the police were involved. My father was there. We had really never talked about it with my own father. Never talked about it. But what I did was I kept it in the back of my mind. I said, someday, sometime, I will have the opportunity to do something to make a change. Because there were laws that were in place that were not to the favor of the victim. Think about that. So, I'm now 27 years old, right? It's a few years later, and I'm a member of the New York State Assembly. And I have the opportunity to make a change. So what do we do? Well, one thing we knew for certain, is that people who commit this type of crimes are 7 times greater to commit that crime over and over and over again. Which means, if given the opportunity to be back in the street, they will do it again and again. So we put in place Megan's Law. And I got up on the floor of the assembly at 27 years old, and I told that story. And there were a lot of people who were crying that day, listening to the story. And I remember 2 members of the assembly come up to me and say, I can't ever tell that story, but it happened to me. But I'm so glad that you told it, because it was time for the world to hear that sexual assault happens. We went on to do to pass laws to allow for fingerprinting of school officials, to end the act, and the teachers are to hear of what they call passing the trash, because there were families that had victims and they were afraid. They were afraid for their young people to speak out. So instead of speaking out, they would say to the principal, you know what, just give them a recommendation, send them somewhere else. And you know, when they went somewhere else, they just did it again. So Megan's Law, ended, criminalized passing the trash, did fingerprinting of school officials, changed the laws when it came to inappropriate touching, changed some of the laws, and I know they still need to be changed, for the statute of limitations, and that's our big fight today. There's so much more that needs to be done. And like I said, when you talk to your family members, you'll see it's too much. It's out there. You need to talk about it. You need to understand it, because when you're out there growing up, you're a lot of young people here, right? What they say, if it doesn't feel right, it usually what? It usually isn't. Always keep that in the back of your mind. You are young, vibrant, you have such beautiful future ahead of you, and you have wonderful families who care about you. And when those predators reach their way into the doors of your home, or your schools, or your church, or mosque, or synagogue, and they peek in, you know what? Check them out. Let them know that you won't be a victim, that you will stand up for yourself, and as you stand up for yourself, others will stand along with you, and we can end sexual assault and sexual violence. What do you think?
Yeah.
So it's great for me to be here, to be a part of this. We've never done this before. Maria, thank you so much. I wasn't sure what I was going to say when I came here today, but you know, it's great to be a part of this. Now, you know what? Let's raise awareness, and let's go out there and march and let people hear us and know that we're not going to take it anymore. We're going to change the laws. We're going to make a difference, and you know what? And we're going to live a much happier life because of it. God bless you all.
Thank you.
Guys, if you want to participate on this march, come down to Yonkers City Hall.
You deserve him.
The march
I'm
will
sorry,
start
but you deserve
at
more
around
love and
11:45.
applause.
Going South Broadway, south direction to Eugenio Maria de Hostos, where multiple workshops will
and
take
thank
place.
you for taking a stand and saying no more. Again, this event is not possible without partners. And one of the biggest supporters, I would like to welcome Reverend Steve Lopez, President of Yonkers Public Schools, Board of Education, who came today to take a stand on behalf of Yonkers Public Schools to say no more to sexual abuse.
Thank you very much. I'm joined by my trustees, fellow trustees Sheila Greenwald and Gail Burns. You know, there are a lot of people, a lot of adults in this city, a lot of adults in this crowd that you probably are not aware that have experienced some type of sexual violence in their life. When I was growing up, there were no mechanisms in place to protect individuals, children, and adults that had suffered this. Is that better? When I was growing up, there were no mechanisms in place to protect individual children and adults from these acts. I'm here today to tell you I was one of those 43% that every 7 to 9 seconds had experienced that when I was a child in Florida. Didn't know how to deal with it, so I lived with it because there were nothing in place to take care of it. But I have advocated throughout my life, not only as a minister, but an individual in this community, to stand up for those individuals and stand against those predators that come against you. So I'm not big on speeches, but I'm going to leave you with something. I'm going to teach you something. You ready? I want you to repeat after me. Repeat after me. No.
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 No y que no.
No y que no.
No y que no.
No y que no.
And you can figure out what that means. Thank you, and God bless you all.
Again, I'm speechless because every day we find people coming out and letting us know what they have been through. And I find that inspiring because it takes a lot of courage to come in front of everyone and admit to that. And that's what the goal is today, to break the silence and to stop the silent pandemic of abuse and not glorify anymore your abuser, but realize that the victim is the one that needs the support. So at this moment, I would like to present one of the biggest cheerleaders of this community. You know, sometimes I think he wants to be a superhero, or he thinks that he's a superhero because he wants to protect all of our children from any evil or from any injustice. I have witnessed actually his passion to empower our students to speak up and say no more to any negative circumstance. And today my Sisters Keepers Leadership Council is a testament that these men truly believe that he's a superhero. With you, I give you Dr. Eden Quesada, Superintendent of Yonkers Public Schools.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Buenos días a todos.
Yes.
Bienvenidos sean. Yo digo no más. Yo digo no más.
Yo digo no más.
You know, it's this concept of being superheroes. I mean, it's so overrated because those people who are superheroes, they make a lot of money on television, right? Okay. But why not be superheroes for children? You know, I'm trying to figure that out. Why not? Why so many villains? Is what I try to figure out. When these children are deserving of all of our love, all of our appreciation, all of our support, all of our care, you know, whether you consider yourself a superhero or whether you consider yourself, you know, just what I call myself, which is the head custodian of the Yonkers Public Schools, you know, it's ultimately about these incredible young people that are here and that on a daily basis experience the social ill of our society. But before I continue speaking, let me make the space to introduce some of the incredible individuals that are here supporting Yo Digo No Más. So from the City Council, we have our Council President, Lakeisha Collins Bellamy. Please welcome her, please. We have Majority Leader, Ms. Honorable Tasha Diaz. She's also here. We have Corazon Pineda, Councilwoman Corazon Pineda is here. We have Councilman John Rubel. He's also in the house as well. Okay. So those are the council members. Thank you so much for being here with us. From the county, it's wonderful to have the county here. So we have County Legislator Jose Alvarado. He's here with us today. We have County Legislator James Nolan. He's also here with us this morning. Okay. We have.
I was hanging out with my students.
Okay. Come on, come and introduce yourself. Your voice is important as well. So just say it.
Legislator Christopher Johnson.
There you go. He's also He's also a counselor in the district, so he's responsible for dealing with some of these things on a daily basis as well. You know, we have the incredible PTA president, Carmen Goodstein. She's here today. You know, Carmen is here. We have Judge Best here. You also here. Thank you so much for being here. Okay. We have our district attorney, Mimi Rocca, who you're going to hear from. Thank you so much. You heard from my president already, and certainly my two incredible trustees. I mean, they are everywhere. I love them. I mean, thank you so much. So, yo digo no más. You know, so remember that we love to partner with individuals who have the same mission that we have, which is to care for all of our children. So in case you don't know her already, but I'm partnering here with a sister who is simply unbelievable. You're going to hear from her. Her story is inspiring. It's nothing about courage. You know, an immigrant who, you know, just say it like it is. So Maria, mil gracias. Thank you so very much, my love, for being here today. You are a simply phenomenal woman. So Maya Angela represents who you are, my dear phenomenal woman. Thank you so much for being here. Okay? Now, when you have the executive of the city, Mayor Mike Spano, willing to tell us his story, you know, it opens door for so many of us to tell our story. But today is not only about awareness. It's not just about, because remember that in the world of awareness, it becomes a one-day thing. Oh, now we are all aware. No, but it is about education. It's about educating our adults, but it's more important about educating our children. So, my dear adults, I don't know that the young people are listening. Sometimes they are, sometimes they are not. Just remember that they are always watching us. Okay? Listening, I'm not 100% certain. But watching us, I'm telling you, they are always watching us. Okay? So sometimes it's not about what we say, but it is about what we do. So adults, today you are demonstrating to our children that they are important. But then when you have an opportunity, please go back and have the conversation about sexual assault. Please have those conversations with your young people, because sometimes, just like the mayor was unable to say it when he was 12, when he was 13, when he was 14, so are they not saying it either. Okay? But it is you adults that need to make the space. So it's about awareness, it's about education, but remember that it is also about healing. Okay? We need to heal us, the adults. We need to heal our community, because the mistakes have been made. They have been made by the community. They have been made by the elected officials. They have been made by the people in the courts. They have been made by law enforcement. They have been made by people in education. They have been made by people in the clergy. All over the place, the mistakes have been made. Okay? But if we want to get better at doing this, then we need to engage in the process of healing. So let's heal the community. Let's heal ourselves individually so that we can protect our children. So ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this movement. Welcome to this march. Let us say, yo digo no más.
Yo digo no más.
Yo digo no más.
Yo digo no más.
Because our children matter, because our community matters. Thank you very much, everyone.
That's a tough act to follow. So without any further ado, I am actually anxious to hear her speech. The Westchester County District Attorney, the Honorable Mimi Rocca, who is responsible for investigating and prosecuting sexual offenders and for protecting our community, is here today. Let's welcome Mimi Rocca.
Thank you. It is amazing to be here with all of you. Thank you, Mayor Spano, for organizing this. Thank you, No Mas. And thank you to the adults and especially our male allies who are here with us today. Thank you. We need you. And thank you to the young people. You are the most important voices. Before I came here this morning, I asked my 13-year-old daughter, what can I, as the district attorney, say to young people to help them prevent, deal with sexual assault? What is the one thing I should tell them? And she said, tell them you believe them. I believe you. We believe you. So when this happens to you, if this happens to you, and I hope it does not, but if it does, tell an adult, tell us, we believe you. And stop blaming victims. We as a society must take the shame out of this. We shame victims and then they don't come forward. And I cannot tell you how many cases I have seen where we have prosecuted the case and we find out that this person did this years before and it was not reported because we don't make it easy for people to report. We put too much shame in it. So adults, when someone says something to you, fathers, dads, it may be shameful to you, but you need to hear them. You need to support them. Friends, support your friends. Law enforcement, be open, be understanding. The Yonkers Police Department is one of the best police departments in this country, and I have worked with many. And they are here for you. My office is filled with dedicated professionals, our Victim Justice Center, our Special Prosecutions Division. We support survivors, because that's what you are, every single day, and we fight for you in court, and we will do that. So please, speak up, use your voice. I will leave you with one personal story myself, because I do think it is important, especially for people in positions of holding power, to tell you that we are not ashamed. I became a prosecutor. I went to law school and became a prosecutor because my mother was the victim of a violent rape in Chicago many years ago. And I grew up hearing about her experience. And she was not treated well by the criminal justice system. And I became a prosecutor to make sure that no victim felt the way that she did. So that is my goal. We are here for you. We believe you. Thank you.
Thank you so much. So we are eager to walk, but before we do, we have our President Counsel, Colin Bellamy, I always make it, to say a few words.
Good morning. I ask that my fellow council colleagues come forward with me. Yes. I ask them all to stand here with me in solidarity. This day has been powerful. And just listening to the stories, it brings tears to my eyes. So I ask that we stand here together in support of this profound movement. When we say, yo no digo, yo digo no más. We say no more, right? So many victims here in the audience that have not found their voice yet. Find your voice, find someone you trust, and speak up. As the DA said, we don't want to blame the victims anymore. We want to empower them to come forward. It's okay. You're not to blame for what happened to you. Find someone you trust and come forward. We say, yo digo, no más. Yeah.
At this time, I would like to introduce Maria Trusa, founder of Yo Digo No Más. Maria, it has been a true pleasure to work with you and your team to make this dream come true. Welcome, Maria Trusa.
I can tell you that I was coming here and I said, oh my God, you know, I want you to give me the strength to have a very strong voice and not cry, because what I'm seeing today, as I see all of you, the elected officials, the mayor telling your story, talking about your mom, you breaking the silence, my family, my boys, my child who is in the back, my brothers, my family. This is a dream. I believe that what you visualize, what you speak, you create. And that's what we're doing today. I visualize a day where my experience, being a woman that was raised in the Dominican Republic, Dominican power, that I will be standing here supported by amazing people. I have to take a time to thank everyone, and everyone here, each one of you, I thank first, because you're giving me the time. Time is a commodity that is valuable, and you have decided to spend it with us. I want to thank the mayor. His story, I started to tap, because I hear so many stories that I don't want my internal soul to continue feeling every story, because I want to be strong to stand here and to break the chains of sexual abuse. But it's hard. It's hard to hear them. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for breaking the silence. My friend, I met Dr. Quesada, and I talk about divine intervention. This is not my mission. This is God's mission. This is God's work. And I am so present to that. When I met Dr. Quesada, we were both late to a meeting. We did not know each other. And from that moment, that day, we fell in love. We fell in love with our mission. We fell in love with the mission of empowering our Latino community and protect our children. And today, we're here. You dedicated your team. I know that sometimes you will say, that Maria Trusa, my goodness, again and again and again. But the team worked so hard. The school district has given us a space to be able to do the impact, make the impact that we want to do with Yo Digo No Mas. We started doing workshops for the teenagers, for the parents, for the social workers, for the teachers. And this is just the beginning. Phoenix, my friend, thank you so much for agreeing to be the master of ceremony and for the endless phone calls that you took from me. Thank you so much for your support. I want to thank Elda Perez Jimenez. Bahia, where is she? Are you here? Oh, she's in the school working. For opening the school for us. We have amazing workshops and amazing entertainment waiting for us at the school. Thank you. I want to thank the committee that put this together. There was a video that I did, and I said, this is not my movement, this is everybody's movement. And the committee that was put together by the mayor and Dr. Quesada was amazing. We worked endless for this. It took a lot of effort to get here. The Yo Digo No Mas team, you would think I have 100 people working for Yo Digo No Mas. But one thing I can tell you about this team, there's a few of them here. There's about 5 of us that are obsessed with this mission, obsessed with life. Before we leave, we will be making an impact in millions of people. Thank you for your endless work. I want to thank Divine Intervention, my niece, Dr. Kimberly Alba. My angel, I mentioned to you divine intervention. God put in her that she will become a doctor that specializes in trauma for children and adolescents. How about that? And that she would unite with her hand to make the impact that needs to be made with our children. I want to thank all the students. You ladies did an amazing job. Please raise. That is beautiful. Thank you so much. All the media, every support. We've been on CNN, Telemundo, Univision, El Diario, Loto, and endless. We are making a lot of noise because it needs to be made. Yes. Lastly, I want to thank my children. I want to thank my son Franco, especially. Franco, come here. Woo! As I speak, I want to tell you that I was a child in the Dominican Republic that had innocence, the biggest gift that is given to all children. When we're innocent, we dream, we create, we imagine the life that we want to live. That innocence was stolen from me at the age of 9. I was brutally raped by a man that my father, who is supposed to be my protector, gave me to. That destroyed me. It almost destroyed my son. I share this story with you because I want you to understand that when you go through a trauma, like I went through, and like many of you that are here listening to me have gone through, you can do the unthinkable. I almost killed my son when he was 3 months old because I was so broken. I threw this baby on the bed and he fell on the floor. I could have ended my life right there, but he became my accelerator to say no more. That was the beginning for me. I said no more. Today, he is my best friend and my mentor. That's what breaking the silence can do for you. Our innocence cannot be stolen anymore. We need to protect the children. When you destroy the innocence of these children, you destroy their lives. Many of them will not be able to do what I've done. I defeated every obstacle that could have destroyed my family. I have 3 amazing kids, and the job that I'm most proud of in my life is the job of being a mother. Yes. This is just the beginning. When I do something, I do it big. You know why? Because of the magic of thinking big. When I visualized this, I said I will be with the movement and everybody following me, impacting millions of people, not just in the United States. This is a worldwide problem, and we need to put a stop to this. Please repeat with me. For my children, I say no more. For the future children, I say no more. For the future children, I say no more. For the voiceless, I say no more. For the voiceless, I say no more. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Maria, for those heartfelt words. I think many of us are already crying. So we're going to move the program along because we do want to start walking. And I want to tell you a couple of logistics, but before I do so, we have a county legislator who would like to speak on behalf of the county, Jose Alvarado.
And I'm joined by my colleagues in the legislature. We will not take too long. We are standing in the City Hall of the third largest city in the state. Thank you, Mayor Spano, for supporting this and for tell us the reality of life. We all have stories, and everybody sees us as elected officials and so on and so forth. But I did serve 3.5 years as a child abuse investigator for the county. And we support everything the district attorney is doing, and I know she'll do even more. You're only getting started, I know that. And I tell you, be careful who befriends your children. Because the people that do this abuse are often not strangers. They're often the people that we trust in our homes. I tell you, because I investigated this for 3.5 years, and around 2000, Westchester County created a sex abuse unit because it was that pronounced, it was that prominent in our community. And guess what? It was so terrible that was the year I left the department. I've lived in this country 39 years, in October is going to be 40. I have held numerous jobs, from washing dishes to executive positions to business owner, you name it. The hardest job I ever did was to be an investigator for child abuse. I don't think I want to do it again, and I want to thank everybody, all of these people that support all of you potential victims of sex abuse, because it's not easy. But when I left, I make sure that I would protect as many people as I can. In my home, I have 3 children, and I tell my wife, and we tell each other, you know, if you want to doubt, even doubt me with my daughters. That's how unfortunate sex abuse is, and you could really traumatize a person for life. I thank the victims that spoke here openly of what happened to them. And let's continue this effort. And you're right, this is a worldwide problem. Let's start correcting it here and now. Thank you.
Loving the passion. We're almost there. We have one survivor, one cigarette, and then we have a surprise for you. That this survivor is a mother. She actually does a lot of community service because she provides free mammograms. Women take note, men take note. And she's, again, most importantly, I think the most important job is being a mother. But today, she's here as a survivor. Let's welcome Betty Rodriguez.
Good morning, everyone. I would like to say something in Spanish.
Yes, please.
Gracias, Alejandra, gracias, María, por haberme abierto la puerta y haber empezado a sanar hace un par de años. Thank you, Alejandra. Thank you, Maria Trusa, because you are open the door for me, and now I feel much better. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for being here today and marching with us against sexual violence. My name is Betty Rodriguez. I'm from Colombia. I am sexual abuse survivor, and I was assaulted when I was 12 years old. As I am resort, I became a mother when I was still a child. After this traumatic experience, I couldn't relate to anyone. I felt a chain. It took me 47 years to break silence. Sexual abuse is a topic that should concern the whole community. I believe that the most important thing for us parents to create a safe environment for our children. We think they should feel safe, trust, amiable, than to speak openly and free judgment. Listen to them with love, respect, and get involved in the daily activities so we always have busy lives. Finally, I would like to emphasize our children begin in our hands. Don't be afraid of stand up or speak up for them. Then they are not alone. Today I march with you and say no more violence. Es algo muy importante que todos sepan que este programa tiene un programa bilingüe. Hay madres que no hablan inglés, yo estoy aprendiendo inglés, que pueden venir y aquí les van a abrir la puerta a estas madres que no hablan este idioma. Nunca estamos solos. Hoy me siento más fuerte. Gracias, María, por haberme ayudado.
So Betty just announced that this program, Yo Digo No Más, is a bilingual program. That, like her, she's learning English. But if anyone needs support, needs help, we are here to assist. Parents, please remember, today, your children can begin communicating with you. You need to begin to observe. After the march, observe them. Be there for them. And if you need assistance, please call your school principal, call the school, call the district. We are here for you. We are available to provide any assistance to you. So please, parents, watch out. Be in the lookout. Padres, hoy miren bien a sus hijos. Miren cualquier circunstancia, cualquier comportamiento. Si necesitan ayuda, estamos aquí para ustedes. Llamen a su principal, llamen al distrito y le daremos la ayuda necesaria. Si no la tenemos, la encontraremos junto al alcalde, junto a la policía, junto a Mimi Roca. So please pay attention after the march. This does not end here. The mayor's office, Mimi Roca's office, the police department, we are here for you. After this, I would like to present again Mayor Spano with some wonderful news.
I think we're ready to march, right? So I have here, because we're going to light the clock tower. We're also going to issue a proclamation declaring Sexual Assault Awareness Month. On behalf of myself, as your mayor, on behalf of superhero Quesada, the trustees that are here, the members of the city council, all the elected that are here, especially our district attorney, we're going to be the change. And we're going to come here every year at this Unity Fountain together. And you know what? We're going to eradicate sexual assault.
Bien rápido, I have to say something for my Dominican and my Latino community. Quiero decirle que este movimiento es el movimiento de todos ustedes. Como saben, mi nombre es María Trusa y yo soy una sobreviviente del abuso sexual. Y es algo que para mí mi misión es dejar de que la inocencia de nuestros niños se rompan. Aquí tenemos que proteger la inocencia y este movimiento está dedicado a todos ustedes. Por favor, síganos, participen en los talleres y únanse al movimiento Yo Digo No Más. ¡Yo digo! ¡No más! ¡Yo digo! ¡No más! ¡Vamos! ¡Adelante!
All right, so we're ready to walk. I have one last surprise. As Maria mentioned, We have been doing workshops around the district and around the community, and this workshop actually inspired one of our 7th grader students to write a poem, and she would like to read that poem to you today. But before she comes and reads the poem, I want to give you the logistics. We are going to start walking. Mayor Spano and this delegation is going to go up front, and then we're going to follow them to Riverdale Avenue, where we're going to go to Eugenio Maria de Hostos.
We are live.
At Hostos,
Maria, there is different types of speeches. There is a speech that people write and read, and there is those speeches that come from the heart, from experiences. Yours was one of them.
And how to prevent sexual assault.
There is two parts to this march today. There is the press conference, but there is also a workshop. Okay. You want to tell the people of Yonkers about the workshop, where is it, what time, so they can go there and participate?
So at about 1 o'clock, when the march is done, we are going to be at Eugenio Maria de Hostos School, and we have 9 different workshops. They're amazing. The Me Too movement will be there. Stony Brook will be there. There is a parent talking about her daughter being sexually abused by her brother and her how do you say, cuñado? Brother-in-law. Her brother-in-law, and she put them in jail. There is so much happening. I need you to come. There's also food. There's entertainment for the children. Join us at Maria Eugenio Hostos School in 1 hour.
Now, the march is going to start right after this, and it's going to take about what?
About an hour, I would say.
About an hour walking
or less,
towards.
yeah.
And it's going to
by 1 o'clock, we hope.
So, guys, show up, participate, be part of the solution. Just talking about it is not going to resolve it. Be part of it. Thank you, Maria.
Thank you.
Sitting in the sidelines, creeping in the shadows beneath those who shine, guilt in their eyes, still smiling proudly, yet despite all the lies they have made. The false hope that they gave, given an attempt to silence her for to think everything was okay. She sits around the table for wasted talents and unwanted potential, more than enough time for all of the accidental thoughts to come into place, so desperate the world will attempt to erase this young woman's pride. But despite all the challenges in life she may face, she will continue to thrive because she, and not only she, but us, we will continue to rise, and we will make sure that our voices are heard throughout the entire world. For all women are meant to hear. Because she is outgoing, she is courageous, she is beauty, she is loving, she is rage and fury, she is intelligent, ambitious, and honesty, and loyal. She is all of these emotions combined, but greater, yet still forced into fear to give her all to a world that forgets to include her. Because in this world we live in, her voice is fading, yet another reason for why I know humanity is failing. Because the woman she feared to be is the woman she already was. The one to grow into her own faults and regrets. It's up to us to fight for the cause, to clear the path for the next generation of young women to ascend, so we can all look proudly towards entrusting our legacy with them. Thank you.
Beautifully said. Beautifully said.
We're ready to walk. Now we are. Thank you so much, Yonkers Public School faculty, teachers, students, for being here today. Thank you, everyone, the reporters, for making it happen. And today we demonstrate that one story becomes one voice. One voice becomes many, and many voices become a movement. And with that, let's start moving. Let's walk. Let's march and say, Yo digo no more. Yo digo no more. I say no more. I say no more. Let's walk behind the mayor, and the delegation will follow.
Everybody follow. We love it.
Thank you.
Can you take one with my camera?
Entren. Oh, entren todos. Good job, guys.
Make sure you get
Can we get the majority leader and the city council president?
Sure, come right in.
Thank you.
Mike.
Come right in.
Wait, can you get on my poster? I'm sorry.
Girls, break them hard.
I'm sorry, can you
Oh, I'm sorry.
Madam Principal, come get into this picture. Be part of this movement. Yes, ma'am. Oh, thank you. People from Andalusia should be in the photo. Absolutely. Thank you so much.
No, cuéntanos.
30 more seconds, guys. We need to start the march. People inside.
Can I get everybody to look at me, please?
Say no more.
Maria.
Say no more.
Yes. Here we go, guys.
All right.
Let's go marching.
Okay. So right now.
Quiero foto que lo toma después. Vamos. Vámonos. Mayor. Vamos. Which way? Through the bridge?
Over the bridge.
Over the bridge, sir?
Thank you. Yeah, so we gotta walk. We gotta walk.
They gotta talk to you as well.
María, ¿cómo te sientes de lo que ha pasado el día de hoy?
Extremadamente emocionante. Palabras no hay para expresar los sentimientos. Tengo tantos sentimientos.
Maria, across the bridge. Oh, it's
No perdimos.
No perdimos, vamos por aquí.
Se metieron por esta parte.
Claro.
I don't need this one.
Oh, you got four.
Sitting in the side. He moved the phone that was Really? We got a county legislator that will say once a day. I'll walk over the bridge. Now the bridge is fixed.
I say it has to be open up the restaurant early, make something special for him.
That's perfect. Yeah, perfect. So
Guys, now the march is going to start. The path is on the way on Broadway, South Broadway, towards Eugenio Maria de Hostos, 7 Morris Street. There is multiple workshops going on as soon as they get there, so you have time. Walk down there, meet the march on Broadway, meet them at the school. It does not matter how you get there, just get there.
we got to get her here. I got kids who scored really well. These tests, we have part of the change. They deal with the Yonkers public school. So I don't know how many there are. We have.
That's it. No more. This is our sign. No more to sexual abuse. No more to destroying the innocence of our children. We say no more. I got my innocence stolen. And I'm going to prevent that for millions of children together with everyone. Everyone that's supporting us, the media. Yeah, we need to be. We need to be everywhere. The movement, yo digo no más, is needed now.
Thank you, Maria.
Thank you.
So if we can put them together, you know, that would be fantastic. Okay. Right here, we're gonna go left hand, and that's it.
So I just heard an update. They're gonna go Where are they going to, Dr. Quesada? What's the path?
We're going to make a right here. We're going to make a left on Nephrohan, and we're going to make a left on
Riverdale.
Riverdale. Thank
you. So guys, it's going to be on Riverdale Avenue. If you guys want to meet the march, Riverdale Avenue, not South
Okay, so
Broadway.
we're going to stop right here.
Not South Broadway, as I said, on Riverdale.
Okay.
Mayor, hey, your words, very powerful words. People need to come out. Tell us how important this is, Mayor.
What's that?
How important it is for parents, children to step out.
You know, I describe it like this. You know, you can things that you remember in your life. You know, your first kiss, the birth of your child, your marriage. These are all things that you remember very vividly. Unfortunately, if you've been a victim of sexual assault, that is just as probably more vivid of a memory that you'll have and hold for the rest of your life. The way to keep young people from having to go through that trauma and that tragedy is for us to raise awareness that sexual assault happens in our community, and it happens all too often. And it is, seriously, it's in our workplace, it's in our homes. It's being perpetrated by even family members. I mean, these are things that we need to talk about, and the way we can cure the ills of sexual assault is for us to be very aware about it and to have discussions about it and to make changes. When I had that happen to me, there were no protections for young people. The victim had no rights. Now they have much more rights, but we have so much more to do to change the laws right here in New York State. And we can only do that by raising awareness, and that's what today does.
Thank you, sir.
Elderly homes, things like, all kinds of different things. Autism.
Sir. Hola.
That's their brothers.
It's so big!
You're like all over New York State except for we're all supposed to
We need to expedite the process.
Oh, so